Welcome to The Industrialists, a video series that explores the edge of innovation for manufacturing, mobility, and energy. I am Adam Bogobowicz, and I'll be your host and guest, and we'll walk you through stories, strategies, and breakthroughs that are shaping our industrial world. In this series, we're going to sit down with amazing people driving this change. We're going to uncover what's new, what's changing, what's reshaping how we should think about building, moving, and powering the future. Today I am on a floor of Singapore Expo at ITUF, an amazing show, and I'm joined here with Uli Homann. Uli is a distinguished engineer and CVP at Microsoft, and Uli is the person who shaped the concept of frontier manufacturing. Uli, thank you for being here and welcome to The Industrialist.
Adam, thanks for inviting me. It's really a pleasure to be here at this exciting place in this exciting venue.
Uli, so let me start with this broad concept of frontier manufacturing. It's new, we haven't talked about it yet. What is it? How should we think about it?
So in general, frontier company means for us at Microsoft and now in the industry at large, that you merge human ingenuity, human creativity, human risk management with AI resources as a single pool of execution capability for a company. And you compose people and AI, specifically agentic AI, into an execution force that allows you to achieve outcomes that previously were very hard to achieve. And for industrial, it means that you're now introducing AI throughout the entire value chain, from digital engineering to digital operations to supply chain management and so forth, and are really bringing together the best of what people can do and the best of what AI can do.
Uli, we've done this before. We've done automation for the last decade or two. How is this thing different?
This thing is very, very different in the sense of automation, as we have traditionally done it, relies on software developers understanding the scenario, thinking through every possible issue, every possible scenario, and then making the decisions of what to do with a specific event, with a specific temperature drop, whatever it might be, and making the decision of how the software is supposed to automate and react. That's wonderful, but we don't know everything up front. And therefore, automation is always limited. With AI, what we're seeing is that we are getting into a software environment that is capable of reasoning over requests, supported by knowledge. So any company here in this environment has knowledge, has data that effectively describes what they do, how they do it, their proven practices, their mistakes they made, and other things. All of that knowledge packed together is now being fed to the software system, which we call agentic AI. And the AI system has these language models like OpenAI and Anthropic and other capabilities to reason over that knowledge based upon the input they get. An event like the temperature has dropped for a specific part. And instead of having predefined software code paths, you effectively have a system that now intelligently looks at it and makes a decision and creates a plan for execution. You then add tools to it, meaning a software agent is like a brain. It knows how to react to things, but it needs an arm and a leg to do certain things. And the agent world calls those things tools. And I can now press an alarm button or stop the production line or whatever the right action might be. And that's really the difference. So we will get to a much higher degree of automation because the software doesn't have to be pre-built to think about everything that might happen.
So I see this as about data and about technology and infrastructure. Is it also about people?
Absolutely. As I said before, people are the key ingredient. AI is the supporting team, and the people are actually, to use an American football term, the quarterbacks. They define what play we go and why we do this play, and the AI team is effectively the system that executes the how. How are we going to do it? But before we get to a how, we have to know why we're doing certain things and what we're going to do. And that's really the job of people. So together, that really makes the frontier company work.
I love the human component of it, that everything is changing and we got to change with it. But what's enabling this? What's fundamental to enabling the system to actually work?
Yeah, so the way I think about this is it all comes down to data. Data that is accessible to the AI system. We call it knowledge in the AI language. effectively, it enables software systems that are now based on AI to make intelligent decisions. That's already fantastic. But what we also need to do, and that's the second half of the coin, or the second side, is really thinking about governance. Because with great power comes great responsibility, as Mr. Spider-Man said. And so my view is, as a company, you need to invest in making the data accessible, make it available, but then also invest in observability and governance, so that at any point in time throughout the execution of the AI agents, the guardrails that we set up as people, the what and the why, are executed and evaluated at every step. And if the AI system gets something wrong, which can happen, we have the power and ability to stop the system at any point in time, reset it, and start the process again. And that's really the two halves that I believe are critical. And then as a person, you have to start to learn how to be a CEO. Because ultimately you will have a team of agents that work for you. You're the supervisor of these agents. You have to direct them. You have to guide them. You are setting the guardrails of how these agents execute. And that means all of us have to start to think about, can I direct agents to an outcome that makes sense?
So let me pull on this thread, because enterprise is complicated. Manufacturing is complicated. It's not just generic agents. It's also about agents in specific places. Does it look differently in operations than in engineering? What is the difference between this future agentic digital operations and digital engineering?
From a technology perspective, there is very little difference because we're doing the same thing. However, the agents are drawing on different knowledge. So in the operational side, you will worry about OEEs, you're worried about efficiency, you're worrying about inventory getting too low, or changes in the production line, weather changes, whatever it might be. And therefore the agent has to have a different knowledge base, and obviously it has to have different tools that it can access to affect outcome. Yep. If you go to the digital engineering side, it starts off with, okay, what is the market situation? Where do we are competitive? Where are we not competitive? So the sources of know-how for the agent are very different. And that's really the big difference. And then the tools that are affecting the outcome. For example, in manufacturing, you're dealing with real robots, with real hardware. In the engineering side, you're dealing with software, with simulation, with other tools that are not affecting the physical outcome, but are preparing for the physical outcome. So
let me pull on this one. I like the robotics component of what you're saying, because that's the physical manifestation that today is light on AI. Are the robots going to change because we now build models and Gen AI that we can interact with those robots?
Yes, of course. So this is going to happen very quick. What did I read? By 2030, 70% of the industry people think that intelligent robots will enter the manufacturing environment. And again, the key thing is that the robot will look at the tool and the task and make decisions intelligently. So it's not just simply executing a script, 1, 2, 3. It will look at the part, for example, and if it's not correctly positioned for manufacturing, it will automatically adjust like a human would. And so it deals with uncertainty and with non-precision much differently than traditional automation. And that's why the robots and intelligence will come together.
So now let's think about and take it from a perspective of somebody running a manufacturing operations today, engineering and manufacturing operations. This wave of innovation is coming in. We're all trying to adjust it. We even see this vision of frontier firm as the way to think about it. But what are the fundamental capabilities that somebody would need to build, not in the future, but today, to be able to take advantage of this opportunity?
Well, you should listen to Mike later in the conversation, but ultimately what it really means is you have to start to connect all of your assets. You have to find an operation center where all of the data from your assets come together, then being analyzed and intelligently looked at to define the knowledge and the recipe, and then you drive the automation in a closed loop. And this dream has been around forever, but because of the way of standards like OPC UA and others enabling us to take to any machine out there or any asset, bringing it together into cloud environments with modern connectivity, and the scale of processing in terms of data management and development of AI solutions, and then the automation against the assets that we have, is now much, much easier and much more reasonable from a cost, efficiency, and effort perspective than ever before. Is it easy? No. But is it easier than even 5 years ago? Absolutely. And again, we normally don't talk much about products in this talk, but Azure IoT Operations is that breakthrough that we have been building to build on top of standards, bringing assets into a management and data analytics environment that is modern, scalable, and effectively enables you to drive this closed loop together with partners, because Microsoft is an enabling technology set, and partners from Siemens to Schneider to Rockwell to ABB and others are working together with us to figure out how we make this dream reality.
Uli, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us at the Industrialist. If this conversation sparked questions or thoughts, please share it with us. I'm Adam Bogobowicz, and I'll be back with more stories about the future of technology in the industrial space.